I didn't realize you were actually trying to be a pigeon.
Yeah, no. Like
Which is
I'm a man of many impressions, but a
it's,
pigeon is not one of them.
you're a man of one impression
And,
that
and
spreads
what impression
itself.
would that be?
I don't know. It's just like this one synonymous terrible accent that you like is with any accent that you do.
I'm tempted to do it, but I don't want to piss off
No,
anybody.
no.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Talking Music Podcast. I'm Josh Ferguson. I'm joined with Connor Bryant, and this is the podcast where you guessed it, talk about music. How are you doing, Connor?
I'm doing fantabulous. Why was fantabulously a word in my fucking mouth right then? I'm doing great, is what I meant to say.
That's fantabulous, Connor. That is fantabulous.
We, this week, are not happy.
No, we're not.
Oh,
No.
why are we not happy? No, because basically, you decided, oh well, wouldn't it be fun if we did first albums we ever bought? And I was just like, oh, you know what? That doesn't sound great, but I'll go along with your silly plan. And guess what? We both ended up like basically biting a bullet as it was firing through the backs of our fucking heads.
All right. Back the fuck up. This wasn't solely my idea. We both said to ourselves, yeah, let's do that. And then we put it off for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then I said, let's just bite the bullet. Because we're never going to do it otherwise. Let's just do it. And you gave in. And like, fine.
I did agree. Yeah.
But we came up with the idea together. Do not pin this on me. This is not like, oh, Connor,
In fact,
we need to do this.
I think it was actually me who first suggested it, and that's the
Well,
worst
there you
part.
go.
I know.
Clear my name. Clear my name right
now.
now.
Now it's come to life. Like I legit like.
Yeah,
regret it so hard.
I mean, you could probably have predicted what my first album would have been, but I can never have predicted what album you would give me.
No, it is a bit of a random sort of.
It's so random, and I have many thoughts on it, which we'll get into.
Really?
Yes, we do. So yeah,
Okay.
if you haven't tuned into the last episode of Rate or Hate on the Talking Music Podcast, we recommended each other the first albums we ever bought with our own money. And the first album I ever bought was Eminem's Recovery. So you listened to Eminem's Recovery. The first album you bought was this weird fucking album from 2006. It's just like a random ass album, like called 12 Stops from Home by The Feeling, who no one remembers, besides one song, but no one knows who did that song.
Apart from like home-based adverts.
Home-based adverts, like Amazon adverts of any kind. So yeah, I listened to The Feeling's 12 Stops from Home. You listen to Eminem's Recovery.
Yes.
And honestly, let's get Eminem out of the way first. I think this is like this is the thing everyone wants to come to. This is the thing everyone's here for.
Okay.
Let's just get out of the way.
I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't know how long this is going to last because this album sucks, and it's honestly like one of the most forgettable things I've listened to in recent. Like it's
Connor, I'm shooken. Like how? I did not expect you to dislike this album at all. What?
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to disappoint you.
Holy cow!
But there's like literally, I remember. Yeah, it was the day after we recorded that episode, and I was just like, gonna jump in. I'm just gonna do
yeah,
it.
you were on that. You were on that ball.
I like sent you a screenshot, and I was just like, I hate it already. And it was on the first track. It was on Cold Wind Blows.
It's the Cold Wind Blows.
What a terrible, terrible opener! Like lyrically, is dog shit. And you know he's like,
yeah,
okay,
I've
so
got some highlights, but
I like the thing is I haven't made any notes on the lyrics because I'm gonna be honest, most of them fucking suck. So like the lyrical theme throughout this album is it's like, hey look, I'm doing better, and fuck you all who thought I couldn't do better, and it's just, but it's done in the Eminem fashion of I'm better than everyone, and fuck you all, and I'm a twat.
Yeah.
And we look, okay, so I've never really listened to Eminem in all that much detail, apart from like a few of his earlier stuff, and then obviously like
The big
tracks
songs,
here and
basically.
there of his
Yeah.
new stuff.
The
Yeah,
big singles.
I personally don't like. To me, he's kind of like. Oh god, I'm gonna get so much shit for this. It's kind of like the Fisher Price of rappers. He's like the one that people start with, like, and he's kind of just like a plasticky toy that everyone's just like, oh my god, I love this. But then you eventually grow up and you just realize that that plastic thing that you played with as a child, it's not that good. It might
Yeah.
offer things that you think are really good, but actually it's just cheaply made.
Connor.
And
Connor.
yeah.
Are you saying that because he's white?
No, I'm saying that because like Eminem, right? Eminem has amazing talent. I'm not gonna like disguise that at all. Like he's got flow. He knows how to do it, and you can see it in Rap God. Like I think he like won a Guinness World Record or something for the most amount of words in
Ugh.
like a
All right.
specific period of time, something like that. Like the guy knows how to like spit bars. Like
The bars he's spitting are not worthy of a guy that can spit
no,
bars.
like and the funny thing is that like almost all of the parodies of Eminem, all of them are so accurate because he just has this flow about him where like everything rhymes with everything.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I know that it's brought up a lot that he's kind of like a dictionary rapper. Like, and I would 100% agree with that.
I've
Like,
never heard that, but that's a perfect summary.
he is literally just like he just throws out words that like rhyme with each other, and like to me like this album is a perfect like I don't know like bubble for everything wrong with Eminem. Like it's
Oh yeah,
just
his homophobia is all over this album.
oh yeah.
Fuck
And this is
me.
2010.
Yeah.
Like this is not even that long ago. I mean 8 years is kind of lengthy time, but like
But still, like we should have been
this is
progressing
after
towards.
yeah, and after all the controversy that he had with all the homophobia and all the wife beating shit, like he's still on his album where he's talking about recovering and being a better person. He's still saying shit that's just like you are an asshole.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we're
and-
still on A Cold Wind Blows. There is a line on that song
Mhm.
that goes,
Yeah.
I'm like Elton John, I'm a mean cocksucker. And that is so just disgusting, just
Yeah.
from like an ethical standpoint. But it's also really funny if you think about it, because he's basically saying he sucks cock as well.
yeah.
So does he hate the
Yeah, wait,
gays,
what?
or is he
I
a
don't
gay?
know.
I can't. Eminem, Shady. You're confusing me here. What
This
sexuality
is
are
what
you?
I mean. Like, I don't think he thinks through his bars at all.
No.
Like, it just seems like he's just like, oh, okay, I can say this, like, and that, okay, blah. Like, I
But
don't know, like,
then
and
there's another line on "Not Afraid," which is like the big
Mhm.
hit from this album, along with
Nice.
"Love the Way You Lie."
Mhm.
There's a line on "Not Afraid" which says, "Fuck the world, feed it beans, it's gassed up."
What does that mean?
Feed it
Uh,
beans, beans.
This is right. So for me, this album is so horribly forgettable, and it's an hour and 17 minutes long.
Yeah.
17 tracks, most of which run to about 5 minutes each, which is way too long because none of these beats are interesting as well. Like,
Oh, yeah,
I don't know if you think any of them have like slightly interesting things, but they're already dated. It's just like this boom bap, but not even good boom bap. It's just
Yeah,
like
no.
pop boom bap.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like
I say like
and-
No Love is like the most interesting one, but it has an awful What Is Love sample across it.
oh my god, yeah.
and
'cause,
going
like,
through
right, so-
changes
so-
as well as an awful Black Sabbath sample, which is
Oh, when that sample came on, I was ready to fucking throw my phone out the window. Like honestly, like the fact that he like was like, okay, so this is my other issue with Eminem and with this album is that there's no subtlety in like the sampling or like the production. Is
no.
that like what? I love it like when a producer will like completely deconstruct like a song that they might find on an old beaten up record in like a fucking record shop that no one's ever heard of.
Yeah.
That it was just like this old blues tune, and they'll take like one melody that they think will work, and then they'll throw it together, and they'll make this like plunder phonics beauty of a beat. Like, and then someone will rap over the top of it. Doesn't even have to be experimental, doesn't have to be any of that. But like with Eminem, it's just like, I wonder what like thing I can take sample from that everybody will recognize.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't blame Eminem solely for that. Like, he
Well,
is
no,
a
it's his
symptom of a
production
larger
team,
disease.
but
You know, like
yeah,
Sean
yeah.
Kingston did it on his album, didn't he?
I know, with fucking Phil Collins.
I can feel it.
Which, but the thing is that really made me laugh. Like that was just so funny. Like, which doesn't mean it's good, but like there was something about it that was just so stupidly funny. But when you sample Black Sabbath like he did,
yeah,
like,
just blatantly taking the hook and just like, yeah, that's the emotional core of the song. Right
yeah,
there.
he's just like, hey, look, I'm going through changes. I wonder what sample I can use for this. It's like it's not even well used. Like,
no,
you know, I could forgive it if it was like used properly, but it's literally just taken a vocal refrain and used it as his chorus.
Yeah, then just like spacing that out for like a whole song.
Oh, God, and then putting some reverb on it, like more than the original.
Yeah, I know.
It's just like, then you got like tracks like WTP or White Trash Party, which is. Eminem has this weird thing, like, and I don't know if you've ever recognized this, but like he kind of likes to make a lot of songs sound slightly Middle Eastern.
Middle Eastern?
Like
what?
Or like weird and it's tracks like that, like kind of in the melodies that the tuning
hang on,
like.
Are you saying White Trash Party sounds Middle Eastern? This club
No, but like that
sounds Middle Eastern.
There's something in his flow. There's something in his delivery and within the melody that like kind of it reminds me of like, you know what like King Gizzard did with like micro tuning. Like it sounds kind of off. It doesn't sound like traditional tunings,
right?
Or it doesn't sound like traditional keys. And it might have something to do with the fact that like Eminem can't sing very well. But
oh, you fuck yeah! What's that song? You're Never Over. Shit me, the singing on that is just.
You remember way more of these tracks than I do.
I listened to it again
not
today,
surprising.
just before we started recording.
See, I did that, and I'm looking. I've got the track listing right in front of me, and even the ones where like I was listening back to the tracks and going like, oh yeah, it's this song. I'm looking at the track list, going like, which song is that?
I mean, like that's the thing. Like I bought this album as a kid, right? And I listened to it again and again and again and again. So when I first put on the album to revisit it, I was like, oh yeah, this ain't great, but the nostalgia from it is insane.
Yeah.
And there is a lot from the album I do remember, and just like looking at the track names, I could remember it, but I don't know whether it's because of.
That's gotta be nostalgia.
Yeah, it's whether it's like I listened to it so much as a kid that it's just inevitable that I remember so much from it, or it's actually a case of this music was so good as a kid, so bad now that it's just kind of stuck with me. It's a bit hard to discern between the two.
I think there might be some of that in it, but it's just. I mean, do you think there's any redeeming factors in it? Like, because I'm really struggling to find a single track where I was just like, you know what, this is a good one. Like,
no, there's not a lot of highlights. It's
a
really bad
like,
album.
I'm not gonna say like it's a 1 out of 10, like it's complete dog shit.
Oh yeah,
like,
no.
There's some effort going into this. You can tell, like, but.
And like it's an Eminem album, is all you can say.
Oh God! What? So wait, what's the lead? Not Afraid. Like the chorus is so bad, and they did something to his voice, like, and I like where I'm pretty sure they've pitch shifted it because that is not the tone of voice that he has.
I mean, he can't sing anyway, but yeah, he has like
but like
not right, take that.
Is everybody is like, why would you try and sing?
I mean, he's always tried to sing before, but like he is supremely bad on this album. Yeah, he is supremely bad on this record.
I don't know. Like the collaboration with Rihanna sucks. The
Yeah.
collaboration with Pink is awful.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, shit. That's such a bad song. Um, I've
won't
also
back
Spacebound,
down.
mate. Fucking Spacebound.
I don't
I'm a
really
spaceman, rocket ship,
remember.
and your heart's the moon.
Oh, yeah, no.
Mate, ugh. Even back then, I was like, yeah, my balls are creeping up into my skin right now. The
It's just
vocal
so
is so
cringy.
bad, and yeah, the lyrics themselves are so cringy. Like, it's like, oh yeah, I walk this road all alone. I'm so miserable. I just really want you back, but fuck all these hoes, fuck all these other hoes, but I just want you.
This is like the thing is that like he's not done anything to redeem himself other than get himself clean, and it's just like,
Yeah,
nah, Eminem. Just because you had a drug problem, that wasn't everybody else's issue. Like like you were everybody else's issue. Like just because you're now clean doesn't mean that you can still be a dick
hmm,
but then be clean. Like you have to sort of clean up your act as well as your drug habit.
yeah,
Like and this whole like there's I can't remember on what track it is, but there's a track where like one of the lyrics is talking about like critics, and he's just like, oh, the
oh
critics have always had it out for
yeah,
me.
that'd be
Uh,
on fire.
talking, it's
On,
what? Oh, on
yeah,
fire. Oh god, it's just like, and it's embarrassing because it's just like, oh, these critics have always had it out for me. It's like, oh yeah, I'm sure the critics that absolutely adored your early albums that probably helped in raising you
yeah.
into like the mainstream, like really have always had it out for you. Oh, you're such a hard life, Eminem. Maybe it's that you made shit music, and that's where they started attacking
Yeah,
you for
but
it.
I think I kind of realized why his music is so bad now. I think the
Mhm.
reason his early music is decent is because he was actually angry about something. He had something to
Yeah.
say. Now he's a multi-millionaire, possibly billionaire. He has so much money. He's living in a
Mhm.
mansion. His daughter's grown up. He has nothing to be mad about other than just like,
No.
oh, you gave my album a bad review. How fucking dare you? I don't give a
And
shit
Trump.
about anyone. And yeah, Trump. That's it. Things
Yeah.
everyone else is mad about. You know,
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
nothing
Like
to him
there's
anymore.
no relatability there.
Yeah,
And it's strange that because then like you obviously have like so many other like ridiculously famous rappers who still manage to sound down to earth or talk about their issues or mold their sound to something relatable. But
yeah,
like Eminem just like got more and more distant from everyone. And like I was shocked because obviously this album is 8 years ago, and there's been like what album came after this? Was it
yeah.
Marshmallows LP2?
Marshmallows and then Revival, which is
So
ugh.
there have been three albums since this one, right? And I
Yeah,
was so surprised to hear the early beginnings of like his dissing towards just other people.
mm,
Like
yeah,
because like I think it might be on fire as well, but like there's like lyrics where he's just like, "Oh yeah, I almost wrote a diss verse about Lil Wayne, and then I didn't, and I almost did it about Kanye too,
Isn't that on the
and then I
track where
didn't."
Lil Wayne is featured?
It might be like, but it's just like, why is that relevant? He's just like he's basically saying like, "Oh, I was in such a dark place of like anger and jealousy that I almost made this diss track." It's just like, yeah, but you didn't,
Yeah.
so that's not interesting. And it's just like, and I almost did it to Kanye too. It's just like, yeah, but you
Yeah,
didn't.
it's like a
Like,
school bully. He's like, I'm gonna kick your ass so hard. I'm gonna take all your lunch money and do all this stuff to you. It's like, well,
hmm
go on, mate. And then they back out. It's
yeah.
like, oh, I'm not actually going to. Please don't tell
Because
my mum, please.
it's bafflingly stupid, quite honestly. Like I don't
It's
know.
Eminem
Just
for you.
I I didn't see. It's weird to say because like whilst it was on, as much as I'm like absolutely shitting all over it, it's not a painful listen. Like it's not like I'm sat there listening to it, just like wishing every single second was over.
Yeah, it's
Like you
yeah.
can get through the tracks, but at what cost?
Hmm.
Like my life has been. I've listened to this,
Multiple
and I
times.
can't get that time back
You
now. Like,
can't. Time you could have been spent listening to
yeah,
Godspeed You Black Emperor, Pink Floyd, Kendrick Lamar, all these other
or the
great,
feeling.
fantastic artists, such as such as the feeling. Yeah, but honestly, I would much rather listen to Eminem than the feeling. any day.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the worst fucking albums I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Oh.
Like, I've never felt
Yay.
this, like, disgusted by an album before. Okay, so
God,
the gates are open.
damn,
The gates are fucking open. If you never heard this album, please stay tuned, because this is a rant. A rant's incoming. I am wholly...
I might as well turn off my mic
Connor,
for a little bit.
Fuck you. I am wholly offended that I had to listen to this piece of shit. This is so bad. I am offended in how inoffensive this record is.
It
just spits in the face of, like, anything artistic. There's no passion, there's no soul, there's nothing on this album. If I could use more words. Inauthentic, soulless. It's a product. It's a fucking product. That's what it is. I can't stand it. 7 out of 10.
IGN reviews. See, okay, I didn't have that much of a strong reaction to re-listening.
Here's the thing, right? It has this catchy pop sensibility to it, right? There are certain hooks which you can sing along to.
Yeah.
But that's the trap. It's so brainwashing and it's so hypnotizing that you convince yourself that, yeah, I like this music because I can sing along to it. And like, yeah, this is a good chorus. Yeah, I'm singing along. This is a good funky... No. Don't fall in that trap. This is bad music. You shouldn't sing along to it. Just because you can sing along to it doesn't mean it's good.
But wait. What's that track where, like, randomly at the end it, like, goes into, like, really fucking heavy guitarist?
Fuck that.
Like, what is that? Like, it was on my re-listen today. I was like, what the fuck is that going on?
Helicopter. What the fuck is this song? Right?
Oh, I didn't hate that song.
No, but, like, it's a weird, like, off-kilter piano line.
It's
the
really
chorus is just out of rhythm.
like...
And then at the end, it's like... And it's like fucking metal guitars and shit. I was like, what the fuck's going on? What is this?
I don't know. It's so funny.
Oh, my God. And this is on the same album as, like, these really sappy love ballads.
It when you call.
I love it when you call.
Oh,
fuck me. And it's,
I love it.
It's
when
so
you call,
repulsive.
But you never call at all.
And I can swear I can hear a cowbell in the background as well. And it's like, what the fuck's going on? It's trite, it's sugary, and it's like, and it's stupid as well. Like, I love it when you call, but you never call her all. Well, if you want her to call you, call her, you cunt. Just fucking call her. It's not that hard.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, and this guy, I swear he's an incel as well. There are so many songs.
Honestly, that's what I was thinking about. Like when I was listening to this entire album, I was just thinking like this is the kind of guy that feels sorry for himself because he can't like be with anyone, but like it's all his fault. Like he's one of those I deserve.
Yeah, exactly. Like for an album that's meant to be like full of love songs and like romantic songs, these songs are so unromantic and just like you said, deserving of love. And there's so many lines I can point to, like on "I Want You Now," which is already kind of like a threatening statement. It's like,
oh my Lord.
It's like he says, "I'm getting sick of being alone. I want you now. I don't care how." Like I'd be scared if someone said that to me.
Yeah.
And my fucking God. And then on the next track, "Never Be Lonely," he says, "People in love are stupid and foolish. Get everything wrong. They get special treatment, but at least they're not lonely."
Yeah.
And it's like, you cynical fuck. Don't be blaming everyone else. Baby.
I think I'm going crazy.
I hate the vocals as well. It's like you can pick up a slight British twang to their voice, but they still sound so clean and just trying to sound American. You know, it's like
they're from the
trying
same
to sound American.
Era of like the sort of British mum pop of like
this is one of my big points. This is one of my big points.
Scouting for Girls.
Yeah, Scouting for Girls.
The Script.
Fucking the Hoosiers. Everyone else, right?
The Script.
This is the problem with this album. It's trying to capture that zeitgeist. It's trying to appeal to that market.
They were one of the originals, though.
No.
Like,
no
not
right.
to give them credit.
They might be one of the originals.
Did you do your research?
They might be one of the originals, but they do the sound so poorly. They actually sound like everyone else, right? They sound like Scouting for Girls. They sound like the Hoosiers.
So are you saying that they innovated a copycat sound of a sound that didn't exist
What I'm saying
yet?
is that they laid down the foundation for a shit sound and everyone did it better than them. That's what I'm saying. Like, even
It's room
Scouting for
for
Girls. I do not
improvement.
like Scouting for Girls. They are wank. But I'd happily say to you...
I couldn't name a song by them.
Like, she's so lovely, she's so lovely.
Oh,
Like,
no,
everyone knows
you
that
know
song.
what? That might as well be by this band.
No. But here's the problem. Scouting for Girls, with that song and their other songs, they actually have an artistic drive. They have a mission. They have an aesthetic.
I think you might be the first person to have ever said that.
With a song like She's So Lovely, it's actually trying to be sentimental. This album, it doesn't try to be sentimental at all. And when it does try to be, it is trite. It is awful and it is inauthentic.
I love this so
and
much.
The Hoosiers are actually a good band. Like, they can actually make good songs. Like, Goodbye Mr. Ray is a bop. That's a great song. Everyone in the wake of The Feeling is decent or good at their sound. The Feeling were always wank. They were always terrible. And I cannot forgive them for laying down the foundation of this sound. I can't.
You'd think I feel bad for this, but this is wonderful.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
It makes for very good material.
Sure it does. But... oh my. And yeah, like, the big reason I was scared about this album when you mentioned it was Fill My Little World. Right up.
Oh,
right up.
How have we not even mentioned that track yet?
Like, listening to it now, like, I'm even more disgusted by it because, like, the acoustic guitars on it are so overly processed. The vocals are just awful as always. And again, it just carries on this cynical incel attitude. It's like, someday you'll realise you're going to fill my world right up. And it's like, again, stop sounding so fucking threatening, and then maybe I'll like you.
It is weird.
It's, oh my god. And, like, I can just imagine, like, I don't know what this guy looks like, but I can imagine he has a big forehead, a really slick, gelled haircut, and really narrow eyebrows, right?
I feel like you've almost hit it. I don't actually know, but I feel like you may have done. I'm going to throw up a picture of him, like, right now.
All right, good. Edit. All right, if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be a picture of the lead singer of The Feeling.
We'll see if Josh got it right.
Big forehead, gelled up hair, narrow eyebrows, and really small lips. That's my prediction. Because this guy is not...
I'm going to add this in just in case he's wrong. Bum, bum, ba-dum.
That's my feelings on this album. Like, fuck this. Yeah. That sound is me.
That's your feeling on this album?
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I don't necessarily disagree with anything that you're saying. I just don't think I had that hatred for it. And you know what? I think it's literally like we've had like the reverse. When I was listening to Recovery, I was just like, God, this is shite. Like, all of this is shite.
Yeah.
And, you know, as much as I said it wasn't like an excruciating experience like you've clearly had. But when I was like revisiting The Feeling, I was like, hey, like, you know, none of this is good, but
I mean, that's the thing. It's easy to listen to, but that is exactly my problem with it. It's just everything I hate about music. Like, squeezed into one album.
Stuff.
You know?
Inoffensive stuff offends me more.
Yeah,
like,
it's just
there's a whole genre of music called easy listening that I never, ever want to explore.
Like new age music and that kind of thing.
No. Like, there's literally, like, you can go on Wikipedia and, like, there is a genre of music called easy listening, and it cut like bands like the Carpenters, like, come under that.
Right, yeah.
Like, just because it's so like passive, it's kind of like Muzak. Like...
Yeah, but like the thing is with the Carpenters, with a band like the Carpenters, I can say they're actually good musicians. These guys.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! No. The drummer for the Carpenters is insane.
Yeah, they're good at what they do. Yeah, it may be easy and passive, but like I can at least appreciate what they're doing. This, sure. I feel nothing. This feels like it wasn't even made by humans.
Who knows? Maybe they're aliens.
Look, that would be the best explanation for it. Honestly, because everything sounds so clean, everything sounds so lifeless and just cynical that, like, I could just only picture guys in suits sitting in the recording booth, like, okay, so what's going to appeal to the mass market? And what's going to appeal to 50-year-old mums shopping at Sainsbury's?
Yeah, no, it is literally that. It's kind of like mumcore.
It's mumcore.
Like,
yeah. It is mumcore.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many better mumcore bands out there. It's kind of a disgrace to mumcore, to be honest.
Oh my lord, you are really going for
I
it.
hate
Like,
this album.
I did.
I
You know
hate
what?
it.
I saw this go in one of two ways. More so in the way that it's actually ended up. Like I did see it kind of going more this ranty route.
Yeah.
But like part of me, like in the back of my head, was going like, who knows? Like
Maybe you'll
Josh
get a
might
kick
really
out of
like
it.
it. Like maybe he'll really enjoy like that. It's just like this kind of British pop rock thing, and it might be good. But nah. I kind of knew in my head that was going to be
Yeah.
bullshit from the start. Like,
That's the thing. I don't want to dislike or hate or just be disgusted by a record. Like, no one wants to dislike a record. I want to like
love
everything.
the word disgusted.
I am disgusted. It's just, again, it's so inhuman. It's not an album. It's a product, and it just feels like a massive product placement for a time which we should regret living. And apparently, this is their best album according to their fans. I don't even want to know what their other albums are like. Just I can understand if someone likes this album because it is kind of catchy, right? There are some notable hooks.
Yeah.
There are some fun guitar solos every now and then. And like you said, it's easy, it's passive, it's casual listening. So if you like this album, then yeah, good on you. Personally, this is one of the worst pieces of music I've ever had to listen to. But that's just a personal opinion.
I almost take that as an achievement upon myself that I've managed to find an album that you despise this much.
Like, even when I dislike an album, I just dislike it. I just think, oh yeah, fuck that. Like, I don't want to return to it. But I legitimately feel like just disgusted and feel sick talking about it. I love it when you call fuck off.
I presume it's deleted from your phone at this point.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, as soon as my notes were finished, like, gone, be gone thought.
You'll just be asleep one day, and just suddenly you'll just wake up in cold sweats, just with that opening, dun 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 dun, and you'll just be like, oh god, where is it? It's lurking. I love it when you call. I love it when you call.
No, stop. I don't need this.
So,
breathe.
I think that rounds things up quite nicely. A solid 0.5 out of 10 for you, maybe.
I don't even know whether it's worth a 1. Honestly,
it's not worth rating.
No. I think this is the first hate on Rate or Hate.
Yeah?
Yeah. Actually, no. There is a compliment I can give.
Go
On the song Strange, which is an awful song about how we're so different, we're so strange, and yet they sound like every other Britpop band that was coming out of 2006. They sing, people are going to rate you, and people are going to hate you.
Yes! Oh
and
my
I was
god,
like,
I was going to bring this up.
That's a reference to us.
Hey.
So, you know what? I'll give them that. I'll give them a point for that one line.
Except they ended up in the hate pile.
Yeah. They think they deserve love. Well, they deserve the hate pile. 12 stops from home. About 1 stop from hell.
You did it.
I did it.
That was nicely summed up. Nicely done. Nicely done.
You can't see me, but I am dabbing. I'm not actually.
I was going to say, I really hope you're not.
I'm not.
So,
I'm too mad to dab.
Well, something that will make you less mad. I think we should treat ourselves a little bit.
Yeah.
I think.
Let's talk about some.
I think
recommend some good music.
This week we should recommend each other good music.
Yeah. Why not? I think we've earned it.
Good music sounds good.
We've earned the right.
Yeah. I think so.
Should we start off with
I think so.
Your recommendation? Make myself feel better.
Yeah.
Get my spirits back up.
So, I've taken the word good in a literal meaning.
Okay.
In the sense that, like, I want to recommend you an album by a band that we both love.
Okay.
And it's an album that you haven't listened to, but it tends to fall more in the good category of their albums than it does the great or the amazing.
Huh.
But I think it's a really solid album, and I just know that you haven't given it a shot yet.
Okay.
So I am going to recommend you Death's Spiritual Healing.
Ah. Nice. Okay. But yeah, we need to talk about more metal albums on the show.
Yeah,
So this is a good
and
opportunity. So yeah,
Death is
spiritual
amazing.
healing. No, that's an interesting pick.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I know that you put off by it because of the awful album art.
I mean, yeah, the awful album
Um,
art, and I know people say it's Death's weakest record.
Yeah, but I think it's really underappreciated, and
Okay.
I'd like to know your thoughts on it. So,
Fair dues.
Death's spiritual healing.
Okay. That should get my hopes. Actually, you know what? That is a good album to listen to after listening to The Feeling. I just need like the most blood-soaked music.
You need some spiritual healing. Hey. Did I ruin it? Did I just really ruin that?
I would appreciate that joke in any other context, but I'm not in the mood to be putting up with this shit right now.
See, now I feel sad.
No, don't feel sad. No, don't feel sad, because I'm going to recommend you some good music too.
Okay, cool.
So, I was thinking to myself, like, how do we get our spirits back up? And you know, what's a good album that's just going to make you feel good? You know, so I took it from a more interpretive stance. So it's good music, but it's also just going to make you feel good, right? Because I think that's what you need after the depressing dirge that was Eminem and The Feeling.
Yep.
So I'm going to recommend you the absolute classic album, the classic work from, I want to say 2007. So around the same time as The Feeling, actually. I'm going to recommend various artists, including Zac Efron, the High School Musical 2 soundtrack.
No.
Featuring hits such as What Time Is It?
No.
And
no.
Bet on It.
No.
Hey Bada Bada, Hey Bada Bada Swing.
No.
Many hits.
100%. I really hope that you're not actually being serious.
Huh? What?
Are you actually being serious?
You said recommend good music, and I am.
I think I'm gonna cry.
Why are you crying? It's good music. It's good music. What are you on about? Mate, I swear to God, you're going to come back next week singing every single lyric to Bet on It. And it's going to be glorious.
Oh my God, you're such a twat. I'm literally speechless. Fuck you. I just recommended you something nice. And
I might hate it. I might be one of those fans that's like, yes, Death's worst record. I might not like it. Who knows? We'll find out.
No. Fucking High School Musical 2.
It's the best one.
What?
High School Musical 2, then High School Musical 1, then High School Musical 3.
What in God's name possessed you to say those words?
Do you want to know? Like, for real, do you want to know?
Yes.
So we were recording the staff picks episode for Weens, Quebec.
Oh, God.
And I mentioned High School Musical 2, and you're like,
no.
oh, no, I don't want to talk about it. And it's like, oh, go on, mate. What's so bad about it? What's so bad about it? And it's like, no, I don't want to talk about it. So you set yourself up. You played yourself, mate.
We were going to talk about Ween. Why would...
I meant in the future episode we would talk about High School Musical 2. And now the dreams come true. We are going to talk about High School Musical 2. Along with Death, which is...
that is quite honestly the biggest culture clash of an episode ever.
Oh, mate, this is how we expand. Right? We just appeal to every single corner.
Appeal to everyone. Like, the fucking people that love death metal.
And Disney Channel
the people
kids.
that love High School Musical too.
I mean, everyone loves High School Musical too. I haven't met a single person that hates it. It's a beloved classic.
Well, I was about to say you're looking at him, but you can't
listen to it. You haven't listened to it, mate. You're gonna love it.
I've seen the film when I was a kid.
Did you like it as a kid?
No.
It's
oversaturated for one.
You're judging the filmmaker. I'm telling you to judge the music. The film is what have you.
Right,
but the soundtrack.
Hang on. Would you allow me to judge the music if I watched it with the film? Because I feel like it's a soundtrack.
Yeah, fine. I don't even know if the soundtrack's even on Apple Music or Spotify, so yeah, why not? Watch the film as well.
So you may have fucked yourself over.
It's on YouTube. The soundtrack will be on YouTube, guaranteed. You can listen to it. You can buy the CD. I'll buy you the vinyl. Mate, I hope there's a vinyl.
So, if you want to hear what our opinions on Death's spiritual healing and High School Musical 2, the original soundtrack, please tune into our next very, very strange and weird episode.
So tune in next week. It's going to be a fun one.
For you.
You haven't listened to... Stop judging it before you listen to it.
I just did a Bane impression, that's all I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I went, for you. God bless you, listeners. You put up with too much shit.
If you want to follow us on social media, you can do so at Talking Music Podcast on Twitter, Instagram. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and your favourite podcast streaming platforms. I've been Josh Ferguson.
I've been Connor Bryant.
And that was a very, very stressful episode.
Heated. Yeah.
Of the Talking Music Podcast, where we, you guessed it, talked about music. This time of the very, 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 very bad variety.
Ta-ra!
Listen to some good music. For us. Listen to High School Musical 3 soundtrack.
God bless my soul.